The moment the arena lights dim, an uneasy tension spreads through the crowd like a warning siren, because tonight is not just another fight. It's a collision of pride, legacy, and unfinished business. On one side stands Abner Mares, the battle-tested warrior from the United States, a man known for relentless pressure, iron will, and the ability to turn chaos into control. Across the ring is Eric Morel of Puerto Rico, a seasoned veteran with sharp instincts, dangerous counters, and nothing left to prove except that he still belongs on the biggest stage. As both fighters step into the ring, their eyes lock, and in that frozen moment, you can feel the weight of years, scars, and sacrifices pressing down on them. The bell hasn't even rung yet, but the crowd already knows this fight will not be gentle. When the opening bell finally sounds, Mares moves first, cutting the ring with purpose, his footwork tight and deliberate. Morel responds with calm calculation, circling, measuring distance, refusing to be drawn into Mares' rhythm too early. The first exchanges are sharp and tense. Quick jabs, probing shots, feints that test reactions rather than seek damage. But beneath the surface, something far more dangerous is building. Mares begins to apply pressure, stepping inside, ripping hooks to the body, trying to break Morel's timing and confidence. Morel fires back with crisp counters, reminding everyone that experience is a weapon too. The crowd reacts to every punch, every near miss, every subtle shift in momentum. The suspense grows with each second as neither man gives ground, neither willing to blink. Mares' aggression slowly increases, his combinations growing longer, heavier, more punishing. Morel absorbs, deflects, and survives, but the warning signs are there. His back touches the ropes for the first time, and the audience feels the shift instantly. The round closes, with Mares landing a thudding body shot that echoes through the arena, sending a message that this fight is only going to get darker. As both men return to their corners, sweat dripping, chests heaving, one truth becomes painfully clear. This is no longer about skill alone. It's about who can endure what's coming next. The tension doesn't fade when the bell ends the round. It multiplies, because the storm has only begun. Round 2 opens with a noticeable change in energy, as Abner Mares steps forward with increased urgency, his confidence growing with every successful exchange. He knows he's found the range, and now he begins to press harder, trapping Eric Morel closer to the ropes and forcing him into exchanges he wanted to avoid. Mares' punches come in waves, hooks to the body, sharp shots upstairs, relentless combinations that test Morel's defense and stamina. Morel, however, refuses to fold. He answers with clean counters, snapping Mares' head back just enough to keep him honest. For a brief moment, it looks like Morel might regain control, using his experience to slow the pace and disrupt Mares' momentum. But Mares doesn't panic. He adjusts. He shortens his punches, tightens his guard, and increases the pressure inch by inch. The suspense tightens as the crowd senses that every exchange is pushing the fight closer to a breaking point. Mares begins targeting the body with vicious intent, each shot stealing a little more breath from Morel. You can see it in Morel's movement, still composed, still dangerous, but working harder just to stay in front of the storm. The exchanges become brutal, with both men standing their ground and trading in the pocket. Sweat flies, gloves thud, the sound of punches fills the arena like distant thunder. Morel lands a sharp right hand that momentarily stops Mares' advance, and the crowd erupts, sensing a possible shift. But Mares answers immediately with a crushing hook to the ribs that bends Morel ever so slightly. That moment tells the real story. The fight is becoming a war of attrition, and Mares is willing to walk through fire to win it. As the round nears its end, Mares corners Morel and unleashes a furious combination, forcing Morel to shell up and survive rather than counter. The bell finally rings, saving Morel from further damage, but the look in his eyes as he walks back to his corner reveals the truth. This fight is slipping into dangerous territory. The suspense is unbearable now because everyone can feel it. One mistake, one opening, and everything could end in an instant. The third round begins under a cloud of anticipation as both fighters rise from their stools, knowing the fight has reached a critical phase. Mares comes out aggressive, but now with a sharper edge, sensing that his opponent is slowing just enough to be vulnerable. Morel digs deep, summoning every ounce of experience and pride. Determined not to let the fight unravel, he starts strong, firing quick jabs and counter, trying to reclaim space and disrupt Mares' rhythm. For a brief stretch, the momentum seems to hover in balance, each man landing meaningful shots, each exchange drawing gasps from the crowd. But slowly, inexorably, Mares' pressure begins to tell. He cuts off the ring with growing precision, forcing Morel into corners and along the ropes where escape becomes harder with every second. Mares unleashes brutal body shots, each one echoing with intention, draining strength and stealing breath. Morel fights back valiantly, landing clean punches that remind everyone he's still dangerous. But his movement is less fluid now, his reactions a fraction slower. The suspense reaches a suffocating level as Mares senses the opening. He increases the pace, throwing combination after combination, overwhelming Morel's defense. A heavy hook snaps Morel's head sideways, followed by a punishing shot to the body that visibly shakes him. The crowd rises to its feet as Mares pours it on, the fight teetering on the edge of collapse. Morel tries to clinch, tries to buy time, but Mares breaks free and continues the assault. Every punch feels like it could be the beginning of the end, yet somehow Morel stays upright, driven by sheer will. The bell rings, but instead of relief, it brings dread, because everyone knows what's coming next. The damage is accumulating, the momentum is undeniable, and the final act is approaching fast. The final round begins with an atmosphere so intense it feels as if the entire arena is holding its breath. Abner Mares steps forward with ruthless intent, knowing this is his moment to finish what he started. Eric Morel, battered but unbroken in spirit, rises once more, determined to survive the storm or go down fighting. From the opening seconds, Mares unleashes relentless pressure, cutting off the ring and forcing Morel into defensive mode. The punches come fast and heavy, hooks to the body, sharp shots upstairs, combinations that leave no room to breathe. Morel fires back when he can, but his movements are labored now, his defense cracking under the weight of the assault. The suspense is unbearable as Mares traps him along the ropes and unleashes a brutal barrage. A crushing body shot doubles Morel over, followed by a sharp hook that snaps his head back. The crowd erupts as the referee steps closer, watching carefully. Morel tries to hold on, tries to fight back, but Mares smells the finish. He pours on the pressure, landing clean. Unanswered shots that leave no doubt. Another heavy combination crashes through Morel's guard, forcing him to stagger sideways, barely staying on his feet. The referee has seen enough. He steps in, waving it off. It's over. TKO. The arena explodes in noise as Mares raises his gloves, breathing heavily, victorious through sheer pressure and heart. Morel stands nearby, exhausted, battered, but proud, a warrior who gave everything. The suspense that built from the first bell finally releases in a dramatic, decisive ending. This was not just a fight. It was a war of endurance, will, and determination. One that will be remembered long after the lights fade.